Disclaimer: I don't own any video, music, or photo. All the credit goes to the respectful owner. The storyline is only my pure imagination. If it got familiar with someone's story, then I'm sorry, it's my mistake. I'm really sorry for my grammatical mistake and spelling. English is not my first language. I am still learning.
Until our last breath, every heartbeat.
Stop, please, don't leave me, stop. Taehyung screamed, but the girl don't stop. She walked away from him and Taehyung tried to stop her, but he can't go. His body was frozen.
And I'm walking slow, sensitive, feel the afterglow. Looking for things that I can't control. Fear from my past, cause it always shows. Do I wanna try?
Suddenly, that girl turned around and said, I also leave you like you did to me forever, she said, and in a second one big truck hit her and her body fell on the ground with blood. Wine! Taehyung wailed and woke up while sweating. His heart beats rapidly and he took long breaths to catch up. His whole body was shivering. He drinks some water and think, wine? But why I dream about her and what did she said? I leave her, but I can't remember anything. Taehyung grabbed his hair in frustration, also for the headache. Ah, my head. Taehyung held his head and searched for some pills. After finding it, he quickly took those pills and sat on the bed. Why suddenly I feel like this, God? After some time later, Taehyung went to downstairs only to find his mom and Elena talking with each other. Taehyung went towards them and sat on the couch, and Elena went to grab some tea for Taehyung. Son, what about your wedding photo? Did you consult any photographer? She asked as Taehyung looked at her and nodded his head, but the next moment he thought about wine, so asked his mom. Mom, Mrs. Kim in response while Taehyung continued. Mom, did I ever leave anyone or broke any promise? Mrs. Kim nervously looked at her son. Why, T? Why you suddenly ask this? Taehyung chuckled nervously and said, No, I just thought nothing serious. He said as Mrs. Kim nodded her head, but deep down she thought about the past which they hid from him. If Taehyung know they hide something big, then what will happen? Mrs. Kim's face became pale, and before Taehyung gained his memory back, she need to tell this to him. She make her mind to tell his son about his past without thinking any consequences. Son, listen, I need to tell, but her words got cut when Elena came with a tray of tea and slightly glared at Mrs. Kim. What you want to tell, Mom? Elena said while Mrs. Kim got nervous but managed the situation like a smart woman. Oh, I just tell him to click the wedding photo as soon as possible. Mrs. Kim didn't say anything but hurriedly stood up and left the place with guilt. Okay son, I'm going, take care. Take care Elena, she said and left while Taehyung suspected something to his mom's sudden change of behavior. On the other hand, Jungkook called Wine to meet her, and after yesterday's incident, Wine didn't deny to meet with him. Little bit Wine knows Jungkook may try to remind Taehyung about his past, which Wine don't want anymore. Because Wine is that type of person who never tried to break anyone's heart knowingly or unknowingly. She never tried to think to break T and Elena's wedding life. I didn't think you would agree to meet without any hesitation, Jungkook said with a smile, while Wayne also smiled back a little. Yeah, I know. If I deny, then you will call me more than 100 times. You know me so well. They both giggled and ordered their coffee. So why you want to meet me? Wayne started. Jungkook sinked and said, Listen Wayne, I know you are hurt by Hyung, but it's not his fault. Jungkook said, Well, Wayne just smiled in pain. I know Jungkook, it's not his fault. It's just our destiny. Jungkook nodded his head as no and continued. Yes, it is, but Wayne, please try him to remember about your past. No, Jungkook, it will affect his health and he is already married. Don't forget this. And if he gains his memory, then he will live in guilt for breaking his promise. Wayne said, and Jungkook just amazed by her words. How can someone be so pure in this selfish world? But Wayne, think about you. You are waiting for him so many years. Wayne chuckled a little and said, I know and it's very painful, but still I don't want. Jungkook nodded his head but again said, But why Hyung's parents lied to him about Elena and Elena also lie, right? Wayne signed, Yeah, about his parents. Actually, they never liked me at the first place. At that time, my dad and his dad was business rivals. Maybe that's why, but I don't know why Elena also lied to him about his past. Jungkook nodded and said, Let's try to find. Wayne didn't say anything, but Jungkook understand that she don't want to know further anything and broke her heart again. So he also kept silence. After 2 days later, Taehyung and Elena come here to shoot their wedding photo. In those 2 days, Taehyung always seen Wayne in his dream, but still he had no answer for anything. So today he thought to ask Wayne by himself, and here he is now standing near the table where Wayne and her colleague are discussing about today's shoot. After some time, when her colleague went away, Taehyung immediately approached her, but Wayne just gave him a cold look and asked, Do you need anything, Mr. Kim? Taehyung nodded his head as no and said, I want to talk to you, Miss Wayne. Can we talk in private? Wayne's heart beating rapidly cause after so many years his love want to talk with her. She didn't deny and they come in the near of the hallway. So tell me, Mr. Kim, what you want to talk? Wayne said as Taehyung took a deep breath before speaking. Actually, Miss Wayne, we had known each other before, right? Don't deny. I know we know each other somehow. Wayne got nervous. She went to tell everything and hug him tightly and cry in his embrace. But she can't because of his selfishness. She can't run anyone's happy married life, right? I don't think so, Mr. Kim. We never met before, Wayne said confidently, but deep down she got very nervous. But Taehyung not look like satisfied by his answer. Don't lie. If we never know each other, then why I saw you in my dreams every day and why you said I broke our promise? Please tell me, Wayne. I am suffering from this. Please don't lie. Wayne got panic after hearing this. She know if he pressured his brain, then it will be harmful for his health. So she tried to claim him, but it didn't work well. He again started thinking. Mr. Kim, please calm down. No, I can't. In past few days, I never claimed my brain for a second. I always think about you. Why? Tell me why I'm behaving like this. It's not my fault that I lost my memory. Everyone start telling lie. Mom, Elena, and now you. You guys think I can't get your lies. Now I want to know about my past, and I know very well that my past was related with you. Taehyung started crying and held his head. Please tell the truth, please. Ah, it's hurt. He said. Well, Wine got panic after seeing his state. He immediately hugged him and tried to claim him in next again. He became unconscious. Taeyang, please wake. I will tell everything. Please wake up, T. Wine started crying and called ambulance, and they rushed to the hospital. Waiting in the hospital, Wine cried mess in front of Mr. and Mrs. Kim, and Elena stood there in silence like she got a shock or she was scared of something. It's been 2 hours, they admitted Taeyang. Jungkook hurriedly came and saw their state. What happened to Hyung? He said, and immediately Wine hugged him and cried in his chest while saying, It's all because of me, Jungkook. He tried to remember his past and now here he is. Jungkook gently hugged her back. Shh, don't cry. It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself, okay? Everything will be okay, Jungkook said. After some time, Wine calmed down. After some time, doctor came out from the room and everyone rushed towards him, including Wine and Jungkook. Mr. Kim asked, Is everything okay, doctor? How's my son now? Doctor nodded his head with a smile and said, Yes, he is okay and I think this time he will gain his memory. I am not sure but there is 78% chances. Excuse me. After doctor excused himself, everyone looked so happy but there is two faces who seemed tense and scared and it's none other than Elena and Mr. Kim. The nurse come and inform Taeyang wake up and we can go meet him. First, his mom and dad and Elena went to his room while Wine and Jungkook stood outside of the room. Jungkook held Wine's hand and said, Everything will be okay. Hyung will remember you. Wine gave him a warm smile and Jungkook returned it with his bunny one. Everyone entered the room and saw Taeyang lay on the bed with his weak body, but after seeing his family, he smiled, but his smile got lost when he can't found the person he wanted to saw this time the most. Elena approached him first and said, How are you feeling now, T? You scared us. Taeyang looked at her sometime and again looked at her parents and asked, Where is Wine? Everyone got surprised and Mr. Kim asked, Son, did you gain your memory? Taeyang bitterly chuckled and said, Yes, Dad, I gained my memory and remember every lie you said to me and how you removed Wine from my life. What are you saying, T? And why you asked for our wedding photographer? I'm your wife, T. Taeyang looked at her with his angry expression and said, Yes, you are my wife with lie to me about my childhood friend and got married with me. Taeyang, we are in hospital, so behave. We can talk about this at home. No, Mom, just tell me where is Wine. I want to see her. Taeyang exclaimed while Mrs. Kim nodded his head and called Wine. Wine entered along with Jungkook. Taeyang's heartbeat became irregular and tears flowing from his eyes continuously. Wine went towards the bed and hugged him, and Taeyang also hugged her back like he was curving for this very long. Taeyang crying on her shoulder. I am sorry, I forgot you. I forget our promise. I forget everything. Please, I am sorry. Taeyang cried loudly and everyone left the cabin to give them some privacy. Shh, it's okay. Don't cry. It's not your fault, okay? Please don't cry. Taeyang pulled back and said, Wine, please don't leave me. I will make everything alright. Wine understood what he meant, but she also needs some time to think and process everything. Taeyang, Wine called him while Taeyang just hummed in response. You are already married and what about Elena? You can't deny the fact that Elena is your wife. Wine said while Taeyang listened everything. I know what you want to say, but believe me, there is not any kind of relation between us like what husband and wife do. Yes, I agree, I was happy with her, but just as a friend, we never crossed any limit. I can't deny in those 2 years I make a special bond with her but never feel like the way any lover feel, and that's why we maintain our distance with each other. Taeyang exclaimed everything. I understand everything, Taeyang, but she loves you and you spend your 2 years with her, Wine said as soon as tears left from her eyes. Taeyang immediately cupped her face and said, I divorced her, Taeyang said as Wine looked at him and said, I don't think this is good idea, Taeyang. Ask your heart what you really want and then take any decision, she said and left the room. I will make everything alright, love, he said as he called his mom and dad and sent him to take home. Meanwhile, Jungkook dropped the car and Wine sat beside him. Silence between them were now start bothering Jungkook, so he tried to break it. What happened in the room? What did he say? Wine looked at the window and singed. He said he'll leave her for me, but Jungkook cut her with his question. But what, Wine? Did not you want to wait for him in those years and want to settle with him? Yes, I want, but how can I break their married life? Wine burst into tears. Jungkook stopped the car and held her hand. Listen, you need to think about yourself first, and after gaining his memory, do you think he can able to love someone else? But what about Elena? She likes him, right? Jungkook sighed and said, I don't think she loved him. If she did, then she never lied to Taeyang and treat her mother-in-law. What do you mean by that, Jungkook? Wine asked him, but Jungkook did not say anything right now. He know now Wine only need comfort, not stress. So he again started driving and said, nothing, let's go. Taeyang and Elena come back home from hospital along with his parents. After entering the house, Taeyang burst out, Elena, why you lie all of those years, huh? You said you were my childhood friend. And so much more. Why, Elena? Why? Taeyang looked around to his parents. And you guys, you already know that I love Wine. How can you make me marry with her?